What's up guys, InspecthaGadget here, and today I'm going to be showing you tips on how to increase battery life on your mobile device. So, let's get inspecting.
Now it's time for the
Okay guys, so first things first, there's no special way to drastically increase battery life. I mean, if you have a cell phone that's getting 3 hours battery life, there's nothing I'm going to be able to tell you to increase that drastically to like 10, 15 hours of battery life. So first things first is we've got to be realistic about increasing battery life. Okay, so number 5 on our list is apps and widgets. Now you can use apps and widgets to help you take control of your battery life. And what's awesome about the Android operating system is that it actually includes an app that allows you to look and see how each individual app is contributing to your battery loss. Now obviously if you're on iPhone, you're on iOS, you're not going to be able to take control of your battery life in that way because iOS doesn't have widgets. Go figure. So anyways, that's one of the ways you can do that with Android, and also there's apps on the Play Store as well that you can use to take control of your battery life. Okay, so number 4 on our list is background processes and CPU clock speeds. Now you can control your background processes on most modern operating systems because they have a recent applications button that allows you to go ahead and close out all of those applications that are running in the background. But one of the other things that you can do to kind of take control of not only your background processes but also your CPU clock speeds is to root your device. Now obviously I'm not going to recommend rooting your device because rooting is not for everyone, but if you are technically savvy and you understand the ramifications of rooting your device, and all it is basically giving you access to the root directory of the device, but if you're comfortable with that, go ahead and root your device because you'll be able to underclock, you'll be able to undervolt, and that'll definitely save you some battery life. So tip number 3 is performance modes. Now many laptops and even some tablets have performance modes, and basically what they'll have is a high performance mode, sort of a mid-range performance mode, performance mode, and then a low performance mode. And basically the trade-off for a high performance mode is that you're gonna have a decrease in battery life, and obviously if you want a more balanced approach, then you'll take the medium performance mode, the middle of the road performance mode, and that'll give you a nice balance between performance and battery life. But if you don't need that much performance, you're not running any Adobe Photoshop, or you're not editing video or anything that's going to be processor intensive, then you can actually use that low performance mode and save significantly on battery life. Tip number 2 in our countdown is to control your radios. Now that's what you got to ask yourself. What radios am I using, and do I actually need to use these radios? Are you using 4G, 3G, Bluetooth, GPS, NFC? All of those things are actually consuming battery life. The best bet for you if you're on a Wi-Fi network is to connect to that network and use that. Don't use 4G if you don't need it. Don't use 3G if you don't need it. Obviously 4G is going to be using way more battery than 3G. Also GPS is going to be consuming a lot of battery life because those radios are constantly open, ready to receive and transmit information. So you definitely don't need to have GPS or any of those things on when you don't need them. Now one of the other things too that I would like to see, maybe in Android 5.0 key lime pie, is an NFC toggle in your quick settings menu. So I would love to be able to pull down my notification tray and just hit NFC and turn that off as well, because that's also consuming battery life. So again, tip number 2, control your radios. And tip number 1 for controlling your battery life is, drum roll, managing your display. Guys, invariably, I don't care if you're using a laptop, smartphone, or tablet, keeping that back panel display lit and shifting pixels and all of that is definitely going to be what's consuming most of your battery life. So what can you do? Well, one of the things you want to take a look at is your automatic brightness settings. Now on Android, that's one of the things I like, is that it actually has an automatic brightness setting, but what's horrible about it is that it pretty much sucks. I mean, it's either too dim when you need it to be brighter or too bright when you need it to be dim. But I can say with the Samsung Galaxy Note 2 being my daily driver that Samsung has definitely made some significant improvements in controlling the automatic brightness. So with the Samsung, it's actually pretty good, but the problem that I had with the Note 2 is that when I take pictures sometimes, when I go back to look at the picture I had just taken, it's kind of dim. So I'd have to turn off automatic brightness in order to get a better idea of what the picture will look like in natural lighting. So for you, what you can do is either, if you're on a regular Android device, just go ahead and turn off automatic brightness and control your brightness settings on your own. If you're out in, bright sunlight, you know that you're gonna need it to be pretty bright. But if you're indoors, you're not gonna need it to be that bright. So that's one of the ways you can control your display. The other thing you can do is take a look at your screen timeout settings. For example, if it's set to 5 minutes, the timeout after 5 minutes, it's going to be using that screen time. I mean, even if you just leave it, if you're like me, I might just sit it down and leave it there and forget to turn off the screen. And so it's not going to turn off until 5 minutes. So one of the things you can do is decrease that to, like, say 30 seconds. And so that means if you sit your phone down and you go somewhere, you walk out of the room, it's going to turn off that screen after 30 seconds. So that's one of the ways you can control your battery life, by controlling your display. So that's about it, guys. I'm InspecthaGadget. You can follow me in all the social networks that I'm on. Everything: Twitter, Facebook, Google+, everything. All the links are down below. Also, if you guys have any tips or tricks for battery life, for saving battery life, that you'd like to let us know about that I've maybe omitted here, go ahead and leave those down in the comment section below. Also, head on over to InspecthaGadget.com. We've got tons of articles and videos and things for you to check out. And also, guys, if you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. It helps me out more than you know. And if you want the latest and greatest in tech news and reviews, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'm InspecthaGadget, and I will see you on the other side. Peace.